What do the Pacific Ocean, the Amazon rainforest, and the suburbs of Dallas have in common? They're places where conventional wisdom has accepted the way things are: habitat destruction, plastic pollution, deforestation. All destructive forces until they are not. This is the story of a pattern breaker, but not in the way you might think. In 1994, Jeff Blackard was carving a path north out of Dallas for a new type of suburban oasis. A landscape marked by nothing but endless farmland and the occasional courthouse square stretching toward the Oklahoma border. The face of development at the time was bulldozers, straight streets, and empty, lifeless neighborhoods. When Jeff Blackard, coming from a series of hit developments closer to Dallas, went to Frisco, he saw something no one else did. He envisioned something the Dallas development world had never seen. A community that didn't just exist alongside nature, but actively nurtured it. Woven into this neighborhood, a whole ecosystem was in place, filtering water and supporting life and visual evidence of the bold bet Blackard was making that suburban life could do more than just minimize damage and appease conservationists. It could actually create life where there was none. This begged a bigger question. What if this wasn't just a clever solution to one piece of land in Texas? What if it was the key to reimagining how humans and nature could thrive together, from the Amazon rainforest to the shores of the Pacific? Most people looked at the landfills of Eastern Europe and saw an inevitable cost of progress. Mountains of plastic and toxic waste stretching toward gray skies. But these weren't just local eyesores, they were ground zero for a global crisis. Every minute, another truckload of plastic enters our oceans. Microplastics are being found in human blood, in the rain over mountains, in the snow of Antarctica. The same materials meant to make our lives easier are now literally part of us, while landfills leak deadly chemicals and pump methane into our warming atmosphere. But Jeff Blackard saw something different. Where others saw an insurmountable crisis, he saw an opportunity for transformation. Through zero global waste, he envisioned something radical. Not just managing waste or reducing it, but eliminating it entirely. Converting these monuments to consumption into sources of clean energy. Taking the greatest threat to our planet's health and turning it into an engine for opportunity. This wasn't just about cleaning up landfills, it was about challenging a fundamental assumption about progress. That growth and preservation were locked in an eternal struggle, that you could have one or the other, but never both. The same assumption he'd challenged in Frisco, he was now taking to a global scale. But to really understand how Blackard came to see the world this way, we need to go somewhere else entirely. To a place where the relationship between humans and nature had never been broken in the first place. The Amazon rainforest is called the Earth's lungs, a place where the battle between development and preservation plays out in stark terms. Most people saw only two options: close it off entirely or accept its gradual destruction. But through Amazon outreach, Jeff Blackard discovered something that would transform his entire worldview. In these remote villages, he found communities that had lived in harmony with the world's most complex ecosystem for generations. This wasn't preservation in the traditional sense. It was something deeper. These weren't people living despite nature, they were living as part of it. What Western developers saw as untapped resources, these communities saw as a living system they were part of. It was here that neo-retroism was born. Not in a boardroom or a design studio, but in the heart of the rainforest. A philosophy that recognized that humans don't have to choose between progress and preservation. That maybe the communities we'd labeled as undeveloped had actually figured out something we'd forgotten. The results speak for themselves. 1 million acres of pristine rainforest preserved. But this wasn't preservation through restriction. It was preservation through relationship. The same principle that turned empty Texas fields into thriving ecosystems, and that's transforming Eastern European landfills into clean energy centers. This is more than just one man's story. It's a glimpse of what's possible when we stop accepting things as they are and start imagining them as they could be. From the suburbs of Dallas to the heart of the Amazon, from the landfills of Eastern Europe to a triumph of wetlands protection, with Blackard's donation of the Bob Moore Wildlife Sanctuary on the Texas coast, culminating in the award of the National Wetlands Preservation Award. It's proof that the greatest environmental challenges of our time don't need heroes. They need pattern breakers.